You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you this week by mocktailsmixoff.com. And I got to say, today is the deadline. It's Friday the 13th. That's spooky. Today's the deadline if you'd like to win $1,000. We'll chat more about that during the program today. But Mr. Farris, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Again, doing all right. Again, I apologize.
A little bit of a
voice keeps fading.
Voice still a little scratchy.
Yeah, just going on for a couple of weeks. So
it's because he's been yelling at the TV, I think.
I yell at commercials these days. It's like cranky old.
Everybody needs a hobby.
It's it's pretty awesome. I light it up pretty good. Happy birthday to Karen Johnson today.
Happy birthday. Is that Elvira?
Probably know her better as Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, I knew this somebody.
Why does it not surprise me she's a Karen?
Isn't that great?
Oh, boy.
You just keep that mouth going, Whoopi. See where it gets you. She's 65 today.
Happy birthday.
Robert Louis Stevenson, born this day. Phenomenal writer. He gave us Treasure Island.
Oh, yeah.
And also a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Okay.
Very cool.
Amongst other classics and lots of poetry and stuff like that. And John, this is because we were just talking about this actor yesterday. Not on the show, but off the show. I really like this guy. Steve Zahn.
Oh, yeah.
He had a
Saving Silverman.
Saving Silverman. I love it in Happy Texas.
Yeah.
A bunch of other. He's just.
How did that come up yesterday, by the way?
I don't remember.
the weirdest
All of a sudden,
things.
we're talking about Steve Zahn.
And it's his birthday today.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, you were doing something more productive, I'm sure.
He's 53 today.
Happy birthday, Mr. Zahn.
And it was this day in 1789. It all came out in writing. Benjamin Franklin writes the now famous quote, "Nothing is certain but death and taxes."
Yeah. Ben Franklin was a smart dude.
Yeah, that's, of course, now been updated to Minnesota Vikings will never win a Super Bowl, and the State Theater is never reopening. It was in 1895, the very first shipment of canned pineapple arrives on the mainland from Hawaii.
Really?
And something else.
And they put it on pizza.
I like
ruined
canned
it.
pineapple. Yeah, you can't put it on
Hawaii,
pizza.
which is right next to the island of Alaska,
Right.
just off the coast of Texas.
No, you guys
Punch up
that
the
is
United States
true.
map, John. Tell me I'm wrong. You
That's
can't.
not where
right.
The map is wrong.
And in 1933, the first modern sit-down strike happens at the Morrell meatpacking plant in Austin, Minnesota, home of Spam.
Really?
Yup.
Okay.
They did a sit-down strike.
The meat packers, the workers did a sit-down strike. And then every day, like, the boss come out, you guys are going to get up? And they're like, no.
Not yet. No.
Give me some more Spam.
I'm a big fan of Spam. I really am.
So is our son.
I have a Spam swag collection. I've got hats, T-shirts. I've got a 1/24th scale truck models. All kind. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you been to the Spam Museum?
I have not, but I
You
love
should. It's really cool, actually.
Trip.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
There we go. Road trip.
We've got company coming to town. We should take him to the Spam Museum.
Back when,
Never see that coming.
No, you would not.
when one of my younger brothers, Gordo, got married, this was years ago. Of course, it was a very, very high shishi affair. And as a wedding gift, I gave him a Spam wristwatch. And it was just plastic. I mean, the thing probably retailed in a gift shop for, $7-8 or something.
Awesome, though.
But he comes up to me after the wedding, the reception, all this stuff, and he goes, "Hey, bro." I'm like, "Hey, what?" He said, "I just got to tell you, coolest gift ever." So, yeah, it's kind of a family thing. So,
It's not a Rolex. It's a Spamex.
it's a Spamex. Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. I know, we all know, and we can just blunder right ahead here.
And we will do exactly that. And I would like to remind you, today is the final day to submit your recipe to win $1,000. You can do that at mocktailsmixoff.com.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com. bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
And a snappy slit off the Wells Dodge brim the old Ranger Dan kept to you two little snuggle bugs. Kevin, you're looking Heidi.
Ranger Dan.
You should be oatmeal, because I want to spoon you.
Coming on strong today.
I'm a kidder. I kid a lot. Gosh darn it. I just can't help myself. Been a little while before we, since we told a little hunting story here. Of course, hunting season's still going on strong. And there's a whole lot of legendary stories that are made up, stories that are half-truths, but a whole lot of hunting stories, because what the heck?
Are yours made up or half-truths?
Man was born to hunt. These are all legit. I got them right off the interwebs.
Okay.
Some fella named Al Gore invented sometime back in the 80s. Well, here's the story. As far as I know, this has been handed down from generation to generation. There was a couple of highfalutin city slicker lawyers decided to go out on a hunt for the very first time. Thought it might be kind of a nice little thing to do. And, of course, they ended up old West River over there and being new at stalking the prey and, well, being new at the whole darn thing. All they really knew was if they found some tracks to just take a real good look. Well, being trial attorneys, they were both very good at the art of argument, so it kind of went like this. The first lawyer looks down at the tracks and said, those got to be deer tracks. Since it's deer season, I recommend and I submit to you that we follow these tracks and find that deer. Second attorney argued back, nope. I submit to you that I'm positive those tracks happen to be elk tracks. Fact of the matter is, elk are out of season right now, so if we take all the time, follow your advice, we're going to spend the whole darn day tracking something we can't even legally hunt.
Yeah.
Well, both attorneys were convinced that they were right, and they were standing their ground, and as they stood over the tracks debating what they should do, they were both still arguing when the train hit them. Life lessons.
Train tracks.
Priceless. Again, little radio rangers, if Ranger Dan doesn't do it, who will? National Geographic? I don't think so. Next time, Ranger Dan out, say it with me, won't you please? Yes.
Yes, sir. Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
And it's time right now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris. Brought to you by mocktailsmixoff.com.
There you go.
Yeah. Almost forgot that. Oh, hey, before we go too far, I just
go ahead.
I want to say thank you to Bourbon. What's his name? Bourbon something.
Close personal friend.
Bourbon Williams? I don't know what his name. He's from the Under the Bed show. What's it called?
Where are you going?
Bump in the Night Show.
Bump in the Night Show.
The guy.
Under the Bed show. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was scrolling through Facebook the other day. And Facebook popped up an ad saying, hey, you should have these people record a video for you for just $10. So it was $10 well spent. I shared it on the Sunny page yesterday, on the Mocktails Mix-Off page, on my own personal page. And it's a guy who's on a TV show that's on the internet, encouraging people to submit their recipes. And I'm pretty sure he was drunk when he did it for the Mocktails Mix-Off. So I don't know. And
it only cost you $10.
It's $10. I am thinking the three of us, we could make like a side hustle, and we could record videos like that. So.
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh, I think I'm going to post that online. We're going to have it where Dan...
I'm not abusing my God-given gifts for $15.
It was 10. It's $10.
It was $10.
Right, well, in 15 I'd consider. stand corrected.
Anyway, I do
But
want
we'd
to
have to
say
split that 3 ways. So really, at the end of the
5
day,
each, yeah. I do want to say thank you to the gentleman for doing that. I thought it was fun, and if you haven't seen the video, it's well worth clicking on, watching it, and saying that was $10. Anyway, Dan, what do you have for a water cooler talk?
This kind of bolts right into it. I think this is kind of cool for the 3rd year in a row. Rudy Neverett, is that correct? Neverett. Hosting a fundraiser to buy shoes for kids.
Oh, nice.
This year. It's all part of the Boys and Girls Club of the Sioux Empire. Rudy used to own Tex-Mex food restaurant in Sioux Falls.
Oh, yeah.
Had to shut it down in the middle of the pandemic earlier this year, but still caters various events.
Yeah.
Previous 2 years, Rudy has held the taco bar fundraiser at his restaurant. This year, it's going to be and you were talking about this the other day, John, what is now being called Liberty Hall.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got a brochure for them right here.
Right, that is the former VFW building on Minnesota near I-229. So the taco bar is firing up this Sunday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.,
Oh, wow.
being asked for a $10 donation for adults, $5 donation for each kid. Okay, precautions have been taken to keep people safe and healthy. That's all been taken care of. And Rudy and his crew will be wearing masks and everything else as they help serve and hoping to help buy pairs of shoes for close to 100 kids this year.
That's awesome.
very cool.
Last year, he was able to help 170 children.
That is really cool.
So, yeah, it's like taco bar. Come on, are you kidding me?
I know.
Right.
And it's from 11 to when? From when
11 to 8.
That's a long time. So you could probably eat like at least 5 or 6 tacos.
Taco all day long.
Yeah,
why not?
taco it up.
And who wouldn't? So
That's really cool. And,
yeah, so good luck to Rudy and the crew on another successful year for that. So.
And I'd stopped into the Liberty Hall.
Yes, you did.
Just yesterday. Like I said, I got the brochure right here because I had not heard of this, and all of a sudden I'm driving by and there's like a banner hanging up, and it's where the VFW used to be. So it's kind of a cool thing. So I think they're going to do something neat there. I'm not really sure, but there was a bunch of fruit stuff in there when I was there. So interesting stuff.
See, I don't know if this is true what he says.
No, it is. I don't make things up. You do.
Yeah, but we know that.
No, this is legit. So I think it'll be hopefully some really cool things going on there in the future. But yeah, this Sunday we'll have to check that out. Thank you for letting me know about that, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thank you. Heidi thanks you. Our diet coach does not thank you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. It's brought to you by mocktailsmixoff.com, and you have a chance. Today is your final chance, by the way, to submit a recipe to win $1,000 in December. Today's the deadline to do it, though, and you can find all of the information at mocktailsmixoff.com.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for your bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with an amazing light fixture. And right now, we're going to brighten your day with some good news. And Diane Hall is joining us from South Dakota EMS for Children. How you doing, Diane?
Hi, I'm wonderful, and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Super excited to chat with you because today is the deadline for Mocktails Mix-Off, and the event itself is coming up next month. But today's a special day because if I want to enter a recipe, I got to get it in today, right?
Correct. Today by midnight, yes.
So it's Friday the 13th, and I know that's spooky for some people, but you know what? It could be your lucky day today if you submit the right recipe. Let's talk a little bit about this event, first of all. For folks that are kind of unfamiliar with Mocktails Mix-Off, this is the 6th annual event, but what happens at the event?
Oh, it's such a fun event. What happens is the public submits the recipes. We, the committee, I should say, selects the top 10 recipes for a live mix-off competition where we have 3 live judges that are testing blind. And so the December 4th, when the event occurs at the Alliance Building on Russell Street, thank you to them, we'll come in, and of course, Sunny will have Christmas music for you and be the wonderful MC that you are.
It's always so much fun. We love being a part of it.
Yeah, we're super excited because Redemption Road is going to be live playing music between 5:30 and 7:30. The public come in beginning at 6 p.m. They can walk around to and we'll be socially distanced, but they can walk around to the competitors to have a little sample of their mocktail, and then they vote for their favorite, and those folks win the People's Choice, and our 3 judges select no pressure, but they select the first place winner that is $1,000, second place $350, and third place $150, and the entire event revolves around don't drink and drive and buckle up. We just want to give the public some really delicious options for holiday celebrations, and just remind people that buckling up is the single most effective thing they can do to keep themselves safe in case of a crash.
And those two things go hand in hand, because you can control whether or not you're going to drink and drive. You can say, I'm making the decision, I'm not going to drink and drive. That's your choice, which is a good choice, by the way. But you have no control over what the people in the other cars are doing. So that's why it's so important to buckle up, because if somebody else did make a poor choice and they hit you, you want to make sure you're as safe as you can be with that seatbelt on.
Absolutely. And so it's a very fun, family-friendly event provided by our sponsors. Thank you, AAA South Dakota, ABC South Dakota, the Alliance Group, Keystone. We just have, John at Sunny Radio has been awesome.
No, we just love being a part of it. And a huge thank you to South Dakota Office of Highway Safety as well. That's another, and so many people come together. And the thing that I think is really neat, a lot of these organizations, some of them might even kind of overlap on services where they maybe could be looked at as competitors a little bit, but they all come together because this is just the right thing to do to help people.
Absolutely.
To help people make the right choice. And if you give people a really good, fun drink at your Christmas party that doesn't have booze in it, you're being responsible. They get something that's fun, so they're being responsible, and everybody wins on that. And somebody is going to win $1,000. And if somebody would like to submit their recipe, today is the deadline. How do they do that, Diane? It's pretty darn simple, isn't it?
Oh, it's simple. All you have to do is go to mocktailsmixoff.com. mocktailsmixoff.com.
And we've got, when you get to that page, a form at the bottom of the page. Fill it out. Now, here's one of the things I want to make sure I tell people. Make sure you spend some time thinking about a fun name, because it seems to me, I don't know, I've never been on the selection committee, thank goodness. I'm not good at that kind of thing, but it seems to me we always have such fun names for these drinks. So I think that's just, I'm not going to say it's as important as how it tastes, because taste matters, but I think that name kind of really helps a lot, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. The criteria, creativity, taste, presentation, and name, yes. So... Yeah, make it fun, make it holiday, make it delicious, and submit your recipe today.
Diane, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate your time today.
I thank you very much, and I do want to give a shout-out for Sanford, too, for helping us. So
absolutely.
Thanks a bunch. Yeah.
Huge thank you to each and every sponsor. Again, today is the deadline. If you would like to submit your recipe, do it right now at mocktailsmixoff.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Celebrities are fabulous. They're so happy, smart, and shiny, and smell better than you and me.
Yes, they do.
We had Veterans Day.
Yes.
This week. This also happens to be the entire month is a celebration appreciation for military families.
Oh, yeah.
Across the country. And I thought it was interesting, because I do the celebrity beat. And it's like, hey, are there some famous celebrity people who serve their country? And yeah, there's a lot of them.
I'll bet.
A lot of them. And some of them are kind of surprising. Did you know MC Hammer was a U.S. Navy in the early 80s?
I did not.
I didn't.
MC Hammer
is awesome.
He's a Navy guy. Drew Carey.
I did know about Drew.
6 years, 25th Marine Regiment.
He's a Marine?
He's a Marine.
Sure was.
That's cool.
Yup. Chuck Norris, U.S. Air Force from 1958 to 1962.
He flew and he didn't even need an airplane.
He didn't fly, but he was in the Air Force. Ice-T.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that either.
Army, 25th Infantry Division.
That's awesome.
Clint Eastwood served Korean War.
That's awesome, too.
Tom Selleck, California Army National Guard from 67 to 73.
Did not know any of this.
Morgan Freeman was a radar tech in the Air Force.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I did know that.
Isn't that cool?
I love Morgan.
Gene Hackman, who I've always liked too.
Yeah, me too.
He actually lied about his age at 16 years old.
So he could get in.
Enlisted in the Marines.
Wow.
Became a radio operator. He was stationed in Hawaii, China, and Japan at various times.
That's pretty cool.
It really is. This is far and away my favorite, though. Rob Riggle, who I'm a huge fan of.
I like him.
He's now co-host on Holy Moly, the greatest game show ever.
Best golf show ever.
In the history of ever. Rob Riggle. He's just funny, just a goofy guy.
Funny.
He's a career military, wasn't he?
Marine pilot.
Wow.
Decorated lieutenant colonel.
Wow.
23 years Marines. Fighter pilot.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
He was the real
Yeah,
He gets out and he goes, I'm going to go play around and have fun now.
But if you didn't know that, we watched Rob Riggle.
No, you would
not
never
guess
know.
in a million years.
Yeah, he's very, very serious, very funny guy. But he does a good job playing like the serious guy, too.
Yeah, he was all that and holy cow, decorated lieutenant colonel fighter pilot, Rob Riggle. That one, I came across that and I went, what?
Yeah, that's super cool.
One of them that you missed on the list, and he's no longer with us, but Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
And I read a story about Jimmy Stewart, and he had the opportunity to just kind of play it safe if he wanted to, but he said, no, I want to go, and I want to do what everyone else is doing. But he was already famous, and he was over... Again, this is, a long, long time ago. He was over on the front lines. I think it was World War II.
It was World War II.
And when he got home, I think it was the first movie that he did when he got home was It's a Wonderful Life. And they were talking about how, his character in that movie broke down several times. But they said that was what he was going through at the time. And that character, he had a chance to kind of pour out what he was going through in his real life through that character. And we see it all the time at Christmas, but... once I read that story, and then next time I watched it, I was like, wow, it can completely change the
changes your view of it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So hats off to each and every person who served, whether you're famous for being pretending to be somebody on TV or a movie, or if you're just famous for being a hero. That's awesome to each and every one of them.
Hey, we positively love you. Thank you.
Well, Dan, thank you for coming in, sir.
Yeah, thanks for letting me. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you being here. And ladies and gentlemen, again, this is probably not going to be the last time I remind you, but it'll be the last time I remind you with Dan in the studio. Today is the final day to submit your recipe for Mocktails Mix-Off, which is coming up next month. You can win $1,000, and today is the last day to submit your entry at mocktailsmixoff.com.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday the 13th of November, 2020. The equities market gave up 2 days' worth of gains on Thursday as rising COVID-19 cases stoke fears. The number of new cases has been hitting new highs on a daily basis in recent weeks and may lead to another round of economic shutdowns. The first round of shutdowns trimmed 32% off the U.S. GDP. If there is a second, the market fears the damage could be far worse. If there's no good news today, the market could be in for another decline. On the economic front, the number of new claims for unemployment insurance is falling. The number of new claims fell 22,000 over the last week to hit the new lowest level since April, as Americans trickle back to work. On the inflation front, consumer-level inflation was unchanged over the last month and might be evidence of slackening demand. Friday will bring the latest read on producer-level inflation in the form of PPI, but the data is not expected to move the market. You can get the inside track in your inbox daily at marketbeatminute.com.